Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to deadline day. This is going to be the first of I don't know how many videos today. I'm hoping that we get a here we go Enzo Fernandez video, but in this one today, it is your deadline day morning dose. I hope you're either in bed with a cup of tea, cup of coffee, maybe some electrolytes or maybe some Pringles. I don't know how you start your morning, but we're going to talk Jorginho to Arsenal. We're talking Ziyech to PSG. We are talking the current facts and figures and numbers and things we know about Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea. Today's the day, or is it the day? We're also going to talk about the possibility that Chelsea might go even further in this transfer window and sign Moises Caicedo as well as Enzo Fernandez today. Manchester City want Ben Chilwell after João Cancelo has reportedly fallen out with Pep Guardiola, was peed off that he didn't play against Arsenal in the FA Cup, and then Guardiola's like, you can go, mate. We don't want players who want to think they're bigger than the club. Goes to Bayern Munich with a release clause. So City want Ben Chilwell and Conor Gallagher wants to remain at Chelsea. Well, if I wasn't here to give my opinions, that would have been your news roundup and I'd have uploaded it to YouTube Shorts. But instead, I'm doing an artificial intelligence series on Shorts, so make sure you check that one out. Subscribe if you're new, because today is possibly one of the biggest days in our recent history, because Chelsea are desperate to sign Enzo Fernandez. I'm going to begin with the Enzo Fernandez news here first, because I think this is the one that gets everybody excited. As of right now, Chelsea still haven't confirmed the signing of the player. It was reported last night from, I think, Graham Bailey. Duncan Castles was also saying that Chelsea had gone and paid over the release clause for Enzo Fernandez. For those of you that have been following the channel, you'll know Enzo's release clause is 120 million euros. It was reported last night, but wasn't backed up by any more big journalists. It was reported that Chelsea had offered 130 million, which is 10 above the release clause, in order to get Benfica to accept the instalments payments that Chelsea are wishing to pay, so that we don't have a bigger outlay in the immediate sense. But at this moment in time, Benfica's position didn't change. Rui Costa still only wants the release clause. He wants it up front. And today is obviously the final day. If we do not get things done by 11 p.m. UK time, Enzo Fernandez will not be a Chelsea player. However, I'm very confident that despite the talks having to stop last night, and they'll obviously reconvene this morning, I still believe that Enzo Fernandez will be announced today as a Chelsea player. And my goodness, what a signing it would be. The knock-on effect of Chelsea getting closer and closer to signing Enzo Fernandez is that Mikel Arteta is understood to be a fan of Jorginho and appreciating his skills, says Fabrizio Romano. This is why he's a concrete name for the final hours for Arsenal. Jorginho to Arsenal. I really want to know your thoughts and feelings about this in the comments down below, because whether we like it or not as fans, we need to understand that if Chelsea are going to be spending hundreds of millions of pounds on players, then it has to mean that some players need to leave. A, because we're only allowed a certain amount of players in a squad. B, because there are going to be senior figures in the Chelsea team and in the Chelsea squad who look at the signings, such as Enzo Fernandez, and someone like Jorginho is going to be looking at this thinking, well, I don't really have much more to go by here. Jorginho wanted to extend his contract to Chelsea, of course. He's available in the summer as a free agent, but Chelsea talks kind of stalled. We've not really offered Jorginho anything. And then all of a sudden, you've got to see this from the player's perspective, right? Enzo's coming in. He could run down his contract and go for free. But Jorginho's getting an offer potentially here from the pending champions of England. Jorginho is a man who's won the Europa League, the Champions League with Chelsea, can add a Premier League winner's medal to what is an extraordinary looking trophy cabinet with Men's Player of the Year, the Euros as well. So you could understand why, despite the connection and affiliation he has with Chelsea Football Club, you can get why Jorginho might be willing to push this through. Now, of course, the reason that Arsenal are being heavily linked with Jorginho is not because they want to weaken Chelsea. At this moment in time, Chelsea are about to break a world record for a midfielder to sign Enzo Fernandez. But Arsenal are going for Jorginho because it looks as though they are getting priced out of the move for Moises Caicedo. It's not really a surprise, to be honest, because Brighton have been so resilient and resolute in the way, for the last two transfer windows really, the way that they command their fees for the players that clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, they want to buy from Brighton, you just know that you're going to have to pay way above the odds of the player. The club have their valuation. They also bring players in for incredibly cheap prices. Their scouting network, you can argue, is second to none right now in the Premier League. Obviously, City are doing very well. They've got Erling Haaland, but it doesn't take a genius football scout to know that that one was going to pay off. Does it, Chelsea? We should have bought him before ourselves. Chelsea are open to selling Jorginho, but will ask for an important fee to let him leave 6 months before his contract ends. That important fee that Chelsea are asking for is reported at 15 to 20 million pounds. So, 15 to 20 million. If we get 20 million for Jorginho, we have to remember, even if Jorginho has been one of the better players in recent weeks and maybe the last month or so since the World Cup, Jorginho has been relatively good. Let's not beat around the bush. But at the same time, it's either he leaves in the summer for free or Chelsea manage to get 20 million for him now, when we've been spending hundreds of millions, and we do need to start thinking about balancing the books again so that in the future, if, I really hope it doesn't, if things don't go so well, we at least have had money coming in for players too, so that we're not constantly in a loss and breaching FFP rules. The issue behind this is Jorginho under Mikel Arteta. I think Jorginho would thrive under Mikel Arteta. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of Arsenal fans who think this could be good. There's a lot of Arsenal fans who think this could be an awful signing. So if you are an Arsenal fan, let me know. Do you want Jorginho from Chelsea at your club? And Chelsea fans, let me know in the comments down below. If Jorginho was to move to Arsenal, I can personally understand it. I don't really want to strengthen Arsenal, but I can understand it. I know it's kind of like an on-the-fence answer. It's a bit upsetting. It's a little bit of like great, we lose a European champion to Arsenal, and he's probably going to go and win a Premier League, and we've just strengthened a rival. So let me know your thoughts on this one. Such a weird one to have to deal with amongst the hype and anticipation of an Enzo Fernandez signing. We move into Hakim Ziyech is wanted by Paris Saint-Germain, and I think if there was any deal that we will see happen today from Chelsea in terms of outgoings, I believe Hakim Ziyech to PSG is probably the most likely of them all. I think there could be a stumbling block with Arsenal and Jorginho. Maybe Jorginho doesn't want to go. Maybe he doesn't want Arsenal. But with Enzo coming in, I think he probably does. But Ziyech to Paris Saint-Germain. Hakim Ziyech has already spoken to some PSG players about his potential loan arrival from Chelsea. You can imagine here it's probably Achraf Hakimi. Both clubs are optimistic to complete a deal, with discussions ongoing over including an option to buy. His refused approaches from Newcastle and Everton. As a European champion, I can fully understand why Hakim Ziyech would want to move to Paris Saint-Germain. They are still in the Champions League. Yes, they've got Bayern Munich, guaranteed to win the league virtually every single season, teaming up with Messi, Neymar and Mbappe. You could get why Hakim Ziyech would want to go. And considering Enzo's coming in, Mudrik's come in, Maduiki's come in, Felix has come in, Hakim Ziyech, whether or not it's fair or whether or not it's deserved, minutes are looking unlikely. And I want to squash something that I've never liked Hakim Ziyech. That is absolutely categorically not true. I've just kind of been up and down with him, and then because of injuries and so many fluctuations in form, I was kind of like, it didn't work out. That's where I sit with it. So if Ziyech goes to PSG on loan, Chelsea will probably be able to negotiate in there an option to buy clause of maybe around 20 million, which would be relatively good business, I think, for Chelsea at this point. But considering how good of a World Cup he had, maybe we could squeeze out more. But if it's an option, not an obligation, then Chelsea could probably set the price a bit higher, because I do think Hakim Ziyech would absolutely cook in the French league. If you think about the players that he's crossing into as well, there's absolutely bucket tons of goals in that team. Yes, he might not get free kicks, but the technical ability in that Paris Saint-Germain side would be absolutely frightening. Whatever you do, Chelsea, do not allow him to play against us in the Champions League if we actually do go about selling Hakim Ziyech. I'd wish him all the best, but I don't want to see this one happen, personally. I'd like to see him remain at the club at least until the summer. But Conor Gallagher, he wants to stay. He does not want this move to Everton, and we're going to have to keep a very close eye here today on deadline day, because apparently Palace, Newcastle and West Ham United are lining up moves for Chelsea's Conor Gallagher. I think if we sell Jorginho, I certainly don't think we'll try and sell both. I think if Gallagher wants to stay, which is heavily reported that Conor Gallagher wishes to remain at Chelsea, Conor is desperate to make it at Chelsea Football Club, and I think if we sell him, it wouldn't be a surprise to me if it comes back as one of those players that we sell where it's like, God, look at him, he's absolutely cooking now. Conor Gallagher has so much potential. I just think at the moment, Chelsea are looking, obviously, if you're looking for an Enzo Fernandez, you're looking for a more ready-made midfielder, as opposed to the kind of player that Conor is at the moment, where there's a little bit hit and miss. He's very good, obviously, he's tenacious, he's running up and down a lot, he's working hard for the team, he's getting into advanced positions, but I think Chelsea are looking for more of a nuanced midfield. So I don't know if, as a result of Enzo Fernandez coming in, if the minutes will be available to Conor. So maybe Chelsea will be inclined to accept. It is reported that Newcastle want to pay between 35-40. He doesn't want to go to Everton, so the 40 to 45 million move to Everton looks off. But with Jorginho looking to go, Ziyech looking to go, it makes you wonder what we've got in store for Chelsea in the summer, because with all the players we're bringing in now, I anticipate that we're not going to be spending hundreds of millions again come the summer. Maybe we do. I wouldn't be surprised at this point, but I don't think we would. I think it would be more about cleaning out the squad. But today is deadline day. We've seen crazy things happen. I think there's going to be at least one player coming in. Maybe, also, I forgot to talk about this, maybe Chelsea also want to go in for Moises Caicedo, in which case you will fully expect both Gallagher and Jorginho to leave. But keep an eye on both of these. And we finish with Manchester City. They want to sign Benjamin bloody Chilwell. I've got a couple of words to say to you, Man City. Why don't you just piss off? Go away. You've just got rid of Cancelo because your manager can't keep hold of his players in the dressing room. I actually rate it from Guardiola, to be fair. No player power. I rate this. That's what we're going for at Chelsea right now too. But yeah, stay away from Ben Chilwell. I think Ben Chilwell knows that he probably is first choice. If he wants to go to City, you could understand why any footballer would want to go to Man City, to be fair. But there is massive unfinished business from Chelsea and Ben Chilwell. I think Chilwell loves being here. And I think we've got a very exciting end to the season. We've also got a very exciting day. Let me give you the schedule here on GBFC. The moment, if it happens, we get the Here We Go for Enzo Fernandez, I will immediately be recording. I'm sitting here in front of, where's my phone? In front of the phone, in front of the desktop, in front of the MacBook, the light, the mic. This is it today. We've got the GBFC notebook out as well. So make sure notifications are on and subscribe to GBFC. Hit the like button if you enjoy this video, as well as the hopeful Welcome to Chelsea Enzo video. There will be a live stream tonight, 2:30 p.m. UK time, so it's the afternoon, until 1:30 a.m. my time. So for 3 hours, from 2:30 in the afternoon till 5:30 in the evening, I will be live. And then unfortunately it's the middle of the night. My girlfriend comes back from work, so I can't stay live all night, I'm afraid. But there will also be another video. I'll be staying up as long as there's still news to do with Chelsea. This is going to be a long one for us. So support the channel if you can. Come on, you Blues.